You and I were in Cyprus earlier this year. They had, their crisis, and we were looking for bargains there. What are your thoughts on not necessarily investing, but speculating in Cyprus? And did you think we found anything that was interesting?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The reason we went there, I mean, everywhere in the world, someplace at almost any time, there's a super ridiculous bubble bull market going on, and in some other place there's a deadly bottom of the barrel bear market climaxing. So if you look at all these things, you can pick and choose what suits your investment style. And when we went to Cyprus, I think this is one of the worst bear markets in world history. It was down 98%, that market, and it's still down 98%. There are stocks, as you know, selling at 10% of book value and yielding 8 or 10% in dividends. So this is something that's worth looking at. Not only is it very educational to see what's going on, but the profit potential on a world stock market that's down 98%, I mean, you're obligated to take a look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your philosophy on crisis investing in general.
Well, the original Baron de Rothschild said, buy when blood is running in the streets. And I'm a contrarian by nature. I like to go where other people don't go, even when I'm traveling, quite frankly, because I can get a great hotel room for a tiny fraction and I don't have to fight tourists. But this is actually much more important when you're investing than when you're just touring. That's where you get the bargains. I mean, everybody knows the old expression, buy low, sell high. Well, when are the prices absolutely the lowest? When everybody else is afraid to look at the situation, and as Rothschild said, when blood is running in the streets. So it's not only more interesting, but it's actually less risky, not more risky, because risk is a question of prices. And when prices are low, it's less risky. So you can expect me to be looking for similar situations to crisis in the future. And I can't wait until we can sell our stocks in crisis in Cyprus and look for the next thing on the chart. And for all I know, in 2 or 3 years, that might be right here in the U.S.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about the potential for speculating in crisis markets, the potential for large returns.
Well, goodness, this can be done in stocks, in real estate, in currencies, in so many things. I mean, 30 years ago, a friend of mine bought a gigantic ranch in Argentina during one of their crises for it was like free, $250,000, and half of it was financed with a loan from a local bank. Now he's dead now, but that ranch is currently on the market, or was on the market, was $250,000. They're asking $25 million for it today. $250,000 to $25 million, that's a good hit. I was in Zimbabwe during the war, and there was a fantastic piece of land. It was actually a castle, if you can believe that or not, on the Mozambique border. Fantastic thing with a golf course and a coffee plantation, and fantastic place. And I could have bought that for $85,000 cash. Well, I didn't do it because if I had, I would have had to have stayed in Zim at that time. But if I had bought that in 1979, when I went back in 1985, that same piece of land had just traded hands for $13 million. So this is the kind of thing that's possible. Recently in Burma, you could, if you went to Rangoon, you could stay in a large suite in the best hotel in town, $35 a night. Now that the political situation has changed and Aung San Suu Kyi is part of the government really at this point, it's full of people. Not only can't you get that hotel room, you're probably going to be sleeping under a bridge because there are so many wannabe investors there. But this is constantly going on all over the world, and most people are completely unaware of it.
Yeah. Well, you and I put together a report on Cyprus. Do you have a couple of words on that? And is this information you can find anywhere else, really?
No. This is actually quite amazing. When an actual market bottom hits, nobody wants to hear about it. They don't even care it exists. Forget about don't know it exists. And the fact that even now, as we speak, that market's still down 98%. Could it fall and be down 99%? Well, yeah, it's possible. But it's academic at this point. So I think of all the stock markets in the world, Cyprus is a small market with only 100 or so stocks traded. But it's a very interesting country from where it is, from its culture, and so forth, with actually a lot of potential for a lot of reasons. And I think people owe it to themselves to investigate this.
Definitely. All right, Doug, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nick.